Hey guys, it's Cthulthu here. So just a quick video, then again, every time I say quick it tends to be long. But yeah, I had an idea, and I think it's a really unique idea. I've never seen it in any other video. But I was on my way to do a farming run, and I was thinking to myself, you know, I really should try and do this more often. But the reason I don't do it more often is when I then every day go and get my red sandstone, and what happens is I bank everything that's in my inventory, which is about 12 items that I need for farming, and then I start mining red sandstone. I mean, if I don't bank all the stuff in my inventory, then I'd probably have to go back to the red sandstone mine 3-4 times maybe, and right now it's just 2 times, which is fine. And I don't really want to be spending too much time with the red sandstone, and I hate running around. You guys know that I'm really lazy. So yeah, I mean, that's the main problem with doing farming runs. It's just that every time that you want to stop doing a farming run and do something else, and you have to clear your inventory, then you have to spend about a minute getting everything out, rethinking, you know, what did I need? I forgot about this, and half the times I don't even have to think about what I need to get out, because usually they just, you know, the items are next to each other. So for example, right now in my bank I've got my Juju farming potion. I don't necessarily need my jewel ring, but you know, if I want to go do castle wars afterwards, then I'll take that. And if I need to come back here and mine red sandstone, then again I'll need my jewel ring. But then ectophile almost right next to it, and yeah, so that's how I kind of remember. And also, I don't really remember what runes that I need. I just remember the pattern in which I take them out. Anyway, it takes a good minute to do that. And so every time I do a farm run and then I log off and then I come back to do another farming run, that's fine, because everything is still in my inventory and I can just take off from where I left. And but the problem where I feel more apathetic is when I've just mined red sandstone, or I've just done a slayer task or something like that, and I have to get everything out of my inventory, everything out of my bank again for the farm run, and that takes a good minute or so, and that's what makes me more apathetic, more like, you know, oh, I don't really feel like doing it, I'll just give it a miss for now, and I'll do it a little bit later maybe. And then also, once I've mined red sandstone for one day, maybe I'll think to myself, right, so I probably won't log in until the reset, because then I can just, you know, mine that red sandstone straight away when I log in after the reset, and then I can set myself up for a day of farming. So yeah, I really get lazy, and I mean, this is just a personal thing for me. So anyway, now my idea, I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be great if Runescape had a system where it knew what you wanted and it would just take it out of the bank immediately? So obviously I'm not talking about, you know, it trying to guess what you want. What I'm thinking is, so we've got the bank tab here, and then right at the bottom we have lots of different options, you know, bank coins, bank summoning familiar, beast of burden, whatever it's carrying, what you're wearing, etc. What I would like to see is a second bar just underneath it with lots of presets, maybe 20 presets. I think you could fit 20 buttons onto it. And then what happens is you can load and you can save these presets as well. I was actually thinking, you know, this is my unique idea, but because I've never seen it in any other game. But then when I think about it, actually there probably are equipment presets on other games, so maybe that's where I got the idea from. But yeah, I've never seen a bank preset. And so what would happen is I would let me see. So I would click maybe, I don't know, create prefix, and then I would take whatever items I want out. So if I was doing a farming run, like I said, Juju farming potion, my ectophile, I would take all my runes out as well, 5 snapdragon seeds. I think that covers it. And also maybe within that preset I would also have the equipment that I usually wear. And I would save that preset, and then every time I want to use that preset, I'll just click on it. It'll take all those items out automatically. So instead of having to take a minute or so to get all these items out and to think about what I'm having to take out and make sure that I have got everything that I need, so that when I'm in the middle of a farming run, I don't suddenly remember, you know, oh, I've forgotten this item, so now I have to bank again. But yeah, this preset would just take everything out that you need, and including the equipment. So for example, let's say I didn't have magic sectors on, then it would take them out automatically, and if I did have them on, then it would just say item not found, and you know, but then it would still continue taking out all the other items that are in the bank out. And yeah, that's basically my idea. Wouldn't that be great if there was a preset that I could just click and it would take all the items out that I need for a farming run? And so the second preset, maybe it's a PK run, maybe you want to go PKing, so maybe you have to take 2 presets up for that. One preset is for the equipment, the default equipment you like to use, so you get that. equipment out using the preset, and then you can just equip it as quickly as possible. And then you press the preset 3, which will be PKing gear, and PKing inventory, I guess, which takes all your food and potions out. So that way you don't have to think about what you're taking out, because you already know that whatever is part of the preset command is what you would usually use and what you're comfortable using. So if you're comfortable only using sourdough and bruiser, maybe you only take like 6 to 9 food items with you on a PK trip usually, because you like to hybrid and you've got all this other stuff in your inventory like runes, etc. Then that's exactly what it'll take out. It'll take out the right amount of runes, so you don't have to click 200 death runes and 400 blood runes, etc. It will just take them out automatically after you've set it the first time and saved it, and yeah, it will just know what you want, and it will save a whole lot of time. And then also, I mean, this wasn't, my original idea was just for farming, so I've gone off topic with not off topic, but I've just given you another example with PKing, but also it works with skilling as well. So instead of having to click 14 unfinished Terramin potions and 14 limpworts, instead you just click your preset. It knows what you want. It knows you want 14 Terramin potions, so it puts it in your inventory along with the limpworts as well, and there we go. So basically, when you're training Herblore, you have items in your inventory, so you go into your bank, you deposit them all using the one-click button, and then you take all the items out that you need with a one-click button, and then literally you mix the potions with like a one-click button, maybe 2 or 3 actually. I don't know how it works anymore with the make X button, etc. But yeah, it reduces the amount of clicks. It makes everything a lot faster, and yeah, it takes a lot of the effort out of doing those kind of things. And then also, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of other different ways. I mean, one of the things I hate doing, because I have now a pretty large bank, so if I go to, I don't know, the Slayer stuff, you'll see that not all my Slayer items are in here, even though they should be, because sometimes I just throw it into whatever tab is open. So you'll notice that things like Bandos, Chestplate, Tasset, Fury seems to be missing as well. But also, not all the Slayer items I want are at the bottom, so I'm having to look in different areas. So, for example, Dragon Defender, Colomancer gloves, maybe Goliath gloves if I have them somewhere, and also I have to go to an entirely different page for Dragon Boots as well, because they're in my Slayer drops on my resource tab. So instead of having to navigate through all the tabs and find what I need and take them out one by one, I would just click, let's say, preset 4. So preset 4 would be my Slayer equipment, takes out all the all the things that I need to be wearing for a Slayer task, and hey presto, I'm done. And obviously, I mean, you might have to use a few presets for Slayer, because you'll have a melee setup, you'll have a magic setup, you might even have a range setup if you ever slay using range, and then also you might have inventory setups as well, numerous ones. So, for example, I don't know, my equipment is going to be vastly different if I'm doing Greater Demons because I'm going into the wilderness, but also my inventory is going to be vastly different as well. It's going to have a few more prayer potions. I'm not taking out all my cannonballs. I'm only taking about 2k with me. And yeah, it's a lot more budget, isn't it? And you think about other things because you're going into the wilderness, so you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I don't usually take sharks, but I'm going to need some quick healing items with me just in case it all goes a bit pear-shaped. So yeah, that's going to be a different preset altogether from all the normal ones. Now, I don't know about naming these presets, because maybe that might be a bit difficult if we have like 20 buttons. Maybe when you hover over the button, when it shows you like a tooltip, just like that, it will show you what preset you're actually looking at. That might get a bit annoying though, having to wait for the tooltip to come up, having to look at each one. You'd have to just try and remember which preset is which. But yeah, I think that would be a great idea for RuneScape. I think it would make everything a lot quicker. And yeah, basically, after mining red sandstone, I would just come to my bank. I wouldn't have to think about what I was taking out, and it wouldn't take me a minute to do that. I would just click one button, preset 1, which I know is my farming preset, take everything out straight away, wouldn't have to navigate different tabs, and I'm off and away. Everything becomes a lot more quicker. I think it's a great idea. I don't think any other game has ever had a system like it, though admittedly, because I thought this was a wholly unique idea, admittedly I might have got the idea without thinking about it from preset equipment tab, preset equipment options that they have on certain games, and also macros. Quite a lot of games use macros you know, to allow you to get certain gear on. So, for example, Final Fantasy 14, not the best MMORPG. In fact, it's just a complete waste of time to buy. But yeah, I like the macros for it. I mean, you don't often get equipment macros, but on this one you do. You just type in, you know, equip, and then you type in what equipment slot you want it to take up. So yeah, I don't know, if I want to equip dragon boots, then I have to say, right, so I want this to go into the boots slot, and then I just name the item that I want to put on it, so dragon boots, and yeah, I can just switch different types of equipment very, very easily. So I guess that's where I may have got the idea from, but in regards to bank presets, don't think that that's ever been done, so that is a unique idea. I think it's a really good idea, so let me know what you think. I mean, at the end of the day, what it comes down to is, should the game be that easy? Should we be simplifying everything for everyone? Or, you know, or is navigating your bank part of the game? You just have to deal with it. As your bank grows bigger, then you just have to deal with, you know, spending a bit of time having to navigate through it, or you just have to try and make it a little bit easier. Because, I mean, honestly, I could probably make it a little bit easier. I could, every time I deposit my Bandos, Tassets, etc., I know it's going to be in the bottom, so why not put Dragon Defender and Colour Mounted gloves down there as well? Why not transfer Dragon Boots down here as well? But then the problem is, let's say I'm actually stopping slaying in order to go to an Armadillo trip, so I might wear my Carills or any better ranged equipment, and yeah, and then that appears on the bottom, so it's not quite as straightforward, because then you've got a little bit of Slayer gear, you've got your Armadillo set up as well, and then you also have the default items that you use regardless of whether you're ranging or meleeing, things like Fury, for example, and then it all gets mixed up, so that doesn't really work either. It's not like you can ever make it easier to navigate your bank, not wholly anyway, but a nice preset would be pretty cool. So yeah, there you go. I'm only sharing this idea with you guys. If you want to put it on something like the RuneScape forums, then feel free to do so, and if anyone actually does do that, I certainly don't have the time to, and I only want to make these kind of videos and do these kind of ideas for you guys, not for, you know, mass people. But yeah, if you do it, then definitely leave a QFC code for me to have a look at it as well. But there you go, guys. That's my idea. I think it's probably my best idea so far. Let me know what you think. But thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, see you around.